Hi, everybody. Welcome to Harrisburg, Pennsylvania for tonight's USL Pro matchup. Yes, I said USL Pro, as the Harrisburg City Islanders and the Rochester Rhinos will match off here at the Skyline Sports Complex tonight. Hi, everybody. I'm Chad Edwards along with Larry Julius. And Larry, beautiful night for soccer, brand new season. Harrisburg's home opener here. Something to talk about early on here as both teams have kind of merged the USL 1, USL 2, so both of these teams are playing in the USL Pro division now.
Well, it's going to be interesting for Harrisburg because, you know, they're coming from a lower-level division, and Rochester's been in that division for years. So I think the player pool that Rochester's had and the experience they have certainly has them as favorites, although now tonight on the island, field looks fantastic. Harrisburg should be excited. They haven't played yet this year on their home turf. So at the end of the day, it could be a very good match to watch.
There should be a lot of new faces for the Islander fans out there as there's a lot of new players in the lineup. Harrisburg comes in with a record of 0-1-1, and Rochester comes in with a record of 2-2-0, so they're off to a pretty good start, Rochester. What type of play should we see from them tonight, Larry?
Well, talking to the coach from Rochester, it sounds like they're going to start with the 4-5-1, which is a high target, and they're going to look to find him for a lot of knockdowns and maybe flight the flankers in a little bit. I did not get a chance to talk to Coach Betcher about how they're going to come out tonight. It might be a little secretive because, again, these two guys play together, so we'll see what happens.
Sounds good. It should be an interesting one. We're real excited to be bringing you USL Soccer this year again on Invicta Sports. And also, for all of you watching on USL Soccer Live as well, we're excited to have you here on Invicta Sports. Stay with us. Lots of exciting soccer to come right here from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
The economic recovery is underway, but lots of families are still hurting. If you're behind on your mortgage because you're unemployed, underemployed, or you've had unexpected medical bills, you may be eligible for help. The federal government's Emergency Homeowner Loan Program helps families facing foreclosure. You don't have to go it alone. Give us a call. We're the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. Welcome home.
Got old electronics, such as a TV or computer to recycle? We've got your answer at the Dauphin County Recycling Center.
E-cycling is quick, easy, and free for all county residents.
You can also recycle old major appliances and other items safely at our center.
Have questions? Call our helpful staff at the Recycling Center or check our website for more information.
Recycling is now more convenient than ever.
Join us in going green to protect our environment.
Keep our earth clean and green. Wipe out waste and recycle.
Hi, my name is Kelly Lewis, president of Techquest, Pennsylvania. We started Techquest, Pennsylvania to attract technology investments into the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, working with business leaders, government leaders, and educators to find the best way to make Pennsylvania a leader in the innovation economy. From internships to workforce training to jobs to broadband, we work to develop the innovation economy in Pennsylvania. Check us out at techquestpa.com.
To the Skyline Sports Complex as we're ready to get underway here. National Anthem just sung, and Larry, it's going to be an interesting one here tonight. The grass mowed perfectly here tonight, nice and tight, so it should be a fast game.
Nicest I've ever seen it.
All right, let's take a look at the starting lineups. We'll look at Rochester to start off. In goal will be Ryan Kenny. Starting the defense will be Tyler Bellamy, Drew Cost, Rick Costanzo, Anthony Hamilton, Max Ferdinand, Troy Roberts. How would you say that, Larry?
Kirk Kavas.
Kavas. And Versailles, Donatelli, and Tenke. That's your starters for the Rochester Rhinos. The starters for the Harrisburg City Islanders, Dustin Bixler, Andrew Marshall, Jared Thayer, Brian Mbiji, Jason Hotchkins, Stefan Basso, Nelson Basaria. That's going to be the interesting one tonight for me, Larry. And Jose Angulo. Jason Pelletier, Anthony Calvano, and getting to start tonight in goal for the Harrisburg City Islanders will be Chase Harrison. So that's your starters here tonight. For the Harrisburg City Islanders home opener here on the island, and their home opener game for USL Pro Division this year.
Well, it should be an interesting year for them, Chad. I mean, this is going to be a year where they're going to step up and play against all the other bigger teams around the league. I think it's going to be an interesting challenge for anybody that's come from the other USL Pro. So we'll see what the Islanders can do.
Now, Harrisburg, of course, you had a chance to talk with Bill Betcher before the game, and there is an injury, a key injury actually, to the Harrisburg lineup as well going into tonight's game.
Well, unfortunately, Jason Herrick, who I think they had some high hopes for, has got a concussion, so he's out momentarily. The one they lost for the year was Drew Yates from the University of Maryland, and I got to see the young man play. I went out to some of their training sessions early on and helped with some of the evaluations, and boy, he was a quality player. They're going to really miss him.
So we're getting ready to go here on the island for USL Pro Soccer. Happy to have you along here on Invicta Sports. Larry Julius and Chad Edwards bringing you all the action, and also happy to have you along here on USL Live as well, bringing you action throughout the United States and Canada and around the world, bringing you USL Pro Soccer from the great state of Pennsylvania in the city of Harrisburg. So foul early on here as we start off. Kirk will send this one all the way across, and we talked a little bit about it in our pregame. The Rochester Rhinos, Larry, will play with one man up top, and they like to work the ball off of him and try and develop from that. So we'll see how that works out here quickly down this right side, and we got a foul, and this may be the first card of the game here early on. Hard tackle there. And the referee's going to want to talk to Basso on that one from the Islanders. No card, it looks like. Just going to be a warning, but his number will be marked for the rest of the night, I'm sure.
You know, Rochester did a nice job right from the get-go, just kind of developing a little tempo, getting a little rhythm established, you know, working the ball east and west, and then when they went to penetrate with some pace.
There you saw on the replay, Basso come in with the cleats up, so he's lucky he didn't get a card on that one. So a free kick here for Rochester. Donatelli sends this one in. Swinging ball that near post, or rather that far post, rather. Dangerous ball back in there, Larry.
Wow, that's a great ball by Rochester. And, you know, unfortunately, I think Harrison's going to have to come and challenge that. That was a good distance. The ball comes in. He needs to leave his line, come on, double fist, double punch. Needless to say, that was just a ball he has to contest.
Sun is going to be in factor here early on, always is on the island here to start off. We got a foul now. The Islanders will get a restart here just about maybe 35, 40 yards out. So we'll see who's going to take this one. 4 players over the ball, and we've seen this several times before. You don't know who's going to take it. That seems to be the new style of restarts here, not only in USL Pro, but also in the MLS. I see a lot of that and stuff, kind of trying to disguise it. So we'll look. It looks like Pelletier is going to take the shot, and he strikes this one down, and that one headed away.
From distance, you know, that's 45 yards out. You're not, you know, at this level, I don't think many keepers are going to give something like that up. That was Hodgkins. A little ambitious, I thought, you know, but, hey, sun's in his eyes. Maybe you want to challenge him right from the get-go. Early goal, change the tactics a little bit, and go from there.
Ball played in. They'll switch it up as the Islanders bring it to this near side for Basso. Basso plays it outside. That one, nice steal, and here comes Rochester on the charge with some nice space here down the right side. Kirk with it now, holds up, taking it to the end line. Good tackle there for the Islanders, and they'll be able to play this one up. Good hard tackle there by Andrew Marshall for the Islanders, and that one played up and out of play.
You know, Chet, I didn't like the way the Islanders came out like that. They overcommitted out of the back, looking for a combination. Again, just a little too ambitious, too early on. I just thought that was a little too much, and, you know, Kirk would have kept going forward. He had a 1v1, and he elected to slow down.
Slow it down and really took its advantage away.
Absolutely. And, you know, the grass is nice, but, you know, Chad's thick, so the ball isn't going to roll as quick as you'd like it to. It is nice, and it's short, but it's still thick. So, and again, it's an outside right back taking you on. So how many outside right backs look to go 1v1 too often? There's not too many Roberto Carlos just floating around the world.
That's true. That's very true. Rochester working that far side of the field now. Hard tackle over long. Good play here for Rochester. Now we got a foul, and that one's going to go against Tanky over there as he goes over, and good heads up, good sportsmanship. Heads over to make sure that number 5 for the Islanders, Andrew Marshall, is okay on that far side of the field. First game of the season, working out some of the bugs here, trying to get some of these names down early on. Always a challenge, always fun.
You know, our crowd's still piling in here, too. There's a baseball game right next door. So as I look to my left, I see more and more people starting to pan in. And in front of us could be a beautiful night and quite a nice crowd for this opener.
Yeah, and especially with the opener being moved to a Tuesday night because of the cancellations. Of course, 2 games early on, Pittsburgh and Rochester. Both of those games delayed here and having to be played later on. Of course, tonight, Rochester's game being rescheduled, and then later on, the end of the month, is when Pittsburgh will. And the island both times basically flooded out, so unable to play those games. So Harrisburg really, Rochester's already got 4 games under their belt. Harrisburg with only 2, so they're still, working through the kinks and figuring out what works and what doesn't.
Right, and talking to Coach Bill, I mean, he had mentioned to me, they need to play some games. They need to play. They just haven't had a chance. They try to get a couple scrimmages in between some of those rainouts just to play, so they knew what they were coming into on the first night. So, again, their first 4 games so far, they haven't got the result they're looking for yet, but certainly hoping to tonight.
And earlier on in the preseason, both these teams matched up. They played to a 0-0 tie. That doesn't necessarily mean much when you do preseason because it doesn't, you don't really know who's out there and who's starting and who's not and who's the key players, but it is something to at least take a look at, that they did play to a 0-0 tie.
And I don't think, in all fairness, Chad, I don't think either coach really wanted to tip their hand, to be honest with you. I don't think they wanted to show what they had because they knew they were going to see each other early on in the season. So you got to wonder how much they actually played to win, or did they play to play?
And this is a fantastic test, and you mentioned it in the pregame, a fantastic test for the City Islanders because Rochester has always played in the top level in Division I and all of that in the USL, and they've always been a team that competed as that one just goes up and over. And what a great run and a nice touch in that one, just a little too hard.
I'll tell you what he didn't give up on it. The keeper made really bad error in judgment, not coming out hard enough. He should have came with his head or chest on that one if he was waiting for it in the box for his hands. And again, the sun plays a role in that early on in the game. We've dealt with this before on the island. But, the forward for City Islanders didn't stop it. He kept going and hit the top of the crossbar, tried to put the right spin on it, just did not connect.
Angulo, of course, is the threat that the Islanders have talked about early in the preseason here. He scored the first goal for the Sydney Islanders in the USL Pro last week there, so he's definitely a threat for the Islanders. And that's something that they've been missing over the last couple of years, Larry, is a striker or forward that can really take it to the net and cause some damage to that defense back there, where they really haven't had a strong striker to do that.
Well, Chad, you and I have talked about this in past broadcasts. I mean, the United States as a whole is looking for guys that are willing to run at people. We have Landon Donovan, yes, but we're looking for guys that are going to run at people and put them back on their heels and create opportunities off the dribble.
We'll take a look at the replay here on that shot again, and Angulo, we've got to freeze up there. Here it comes. The goalie, you're right, he should have came right out after. That ball, should have been played. It almost seemed like the defender gave up a little bit on it, thinking the goalie was going to get there, and then the goalie thought the defender. Of course, a nightmare for both a goalie and a defender. Who's going to get it?
Well, no question, but an absolute lack of communication on the goalkeeper's part. And again, he's the general. He's got to operate. He's got to make things happen back there. Those defenders are waiting for him to make that decision. He chose to not say anything, almost paid the price for it.
That's right. Angulo not giving up on it. Young forwards and even midfielders, don't give up on that ball. Too many young players give up on the ball too early, and don't give 100% all the way through it. And that's where the really good goal scorers come from. They don't give up on that. They want that ball all the way through, and that was a great example of not giving up on the play.
No question. Again, they would have scored that goal. Being up 1-0 this early on in the game does change the complexion of the game as well.
And as I was mentioning there before Angulo's shot there, Rochester, of course, a team that has always competed at the top level. So, this is a good test for Harrisburg, and if they can hang in there, this will be good, promising things for the rest of the season for Harrisburg to build on.
Early on, back in the A-League, I was kind of waiting to see. I thought for sure Rochester may end up in the MLS. It's always been a stadium issue up that way. They've always put together good products on the field. Bob's done a fantastic job with this group. But needless to say, I had thought maybe they'd end up in the MLS, but I'm glad to be a part of this to watch them play the City Islanders.
Oh yeah, I just love being able to bring this product to people around Central Pennsylvania. It really is a great product. When it was USL 2, now it's USL Pro. Some people don't look at this as true professional soccer, but let me tell you, this is some great soccer, and get the kids out and enjoy this. It really is a great opportunity for the young kids to watch some really talented young professionals throughout the summer season.
Well, you know, Chad, I think now with this being the only other league below the MLS, you know, you're going to see a lot of players starting to slide between here and the MLS. So, you know, it is considered more of a professional level now that they've combined these two leagues. But I do believe that in the past the Islanders have done a nice job of putting together, you know, what they could for the budget they had.
Sure.
You know, Rochester's always had a fairly good budget, so they've always been able to bring some quality players in. So, you know, again, I think we're going to see a lot of good quality soccer this year on the island.
Long ball down in there, headed away by the Islanders to the outside by Marshall. Calvano trying to play that one back for Marshall. He'll play it out. And here's Pelletier with it now. Pelletier, a local product, of course, for the Harrisburg City Islanders. Nice crowd starting to filter in here for a Tuesday night. Happy to have you along here on Invicta Sports and USL Live, bringing you Rochester and Harrisburg in the USL Pro Division. That one's headed away. Will go off the end line. We'll have a corner kick now for Rochester. That'll be their first of the game. And over to take the kick for them will be Drew Cost. And Larry, you've heard of Drew Cost, and you mentioned you and the coach for Rochester, of course. We're talking about him early on before the game.
He's also a local product out of Mannheim. He played for the PA Classics. His youth, played in the youth academy. Again, that's something that a lot of the players are starting to come out to the U.S. Developmental Academy. But this young man was drafted in the MLS by the Real Salt Lake. And then Bob was able to pick him up because it didn't quite work out for him there in Real.
So it's good to see local products also playing at other teams. Of course, we've seen that as all the teams come into play on the island. And we hope you're enjoying our coverage here tonight. And hope you'll stay with us all summer long here on Invicta Sports, bringing you some great soccer action on USL Live and here on Invicta Sports. Center of the field now, Pelletier trying to build up here for the Islanders. Ball quickly ahead, now sent out to the outside, and that one again, Rochester just doing a great job. Of course, that's because they're clogging up that middle of the field, playing the 4-5-1, Larry.
Yeah.
And that allows you to, you know, attack the ball a little bit more and also control that ball a little bit more in the midfield.
That third central mid forces the City Islanders, who are playing with two, a little bit more difficult to move the ball. They got to play a little bit longer balls, a little bit more of a diagonal.
Mbiji down this left side here, and he's taken down as the ball goes out of play. Have a throw in here for the Islanders.
You know, Mbiji, known as one of the quicker players around the league, Rochester really stepped up and walked right past him. I was shocked to see the fact that the kind of pace they had.
Working this near side again, the Islanders trying to get an attack downside. That one checked up and out of play. Jason Pelletier trying to work it in there. All right, stoppage there. A little bit of shuffling around going on with the players. Ball played in for Mbiji now. Long ball sent to the far side, trying to chase it down is Hodgkins, but it's going to go off the end line. We'll have a goal kick now. No check. They're going to call it a corner kick.
It's interesting. I didn't see that.
I didn't either. Unless it maybe come off a foot on this near side. I couldn't really see once it was played out. So this will be the Islanders' first corner kick of the game as well. Don't forget, folks, there's only one place to see who's the best. You can see that at USLsoccer.com, as well as see some live matches from teams around the league and find out all the action and highlights, USLlivesoccer.com. Or USLsoccer, I should say, .com. That ball goes up and out of play, and this is a good time for us to take a break. 13 minutes in, we'll be right back.
The economic recovery is underway, but lots of families are still hurting. If you're behind on your mortgage because you're unemployed, underemployed, or you've had unexpected medical bills, you may be eligible for help. The federal government's Emergency Homeowner Loan Program helps families facing foreclosure. You don't have to go it alone. Give us a call. We're the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. Welcome home.
Got old electronics, such as a TV or computer to recycle? We've got your answer at the Dauphin County Recycling Center.
E-cycling is quick, easy, and free for all county residents.
You can also recycle old major appliances and other items safely at our center.
Have questions? Call our helpful staff at the Recycling Center or check our website for more information.
Recycling is now more convenient than ever.
Join us in going green to protect our environment.
Keep our earth clean and green. Wipe out waste and recycle.
Hi, my name is Kelly Lewis, president of Techquest, Pennsylvania. We started Techquest, Pennsylvania to attract technology investments into the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, working with business leaders, government leaders, and educators to find the best way to make Pennsylvania a leader in the innovation economy. From internships to workforce training to jobs to broadband, we work to develop the innovation economy in Pennsylvania. Check us out at techquestpa.com.
So we're at the 15-minute mark, still 0-0 here on the island. Happy to have you along here in Invictus Sports. And Larry, so far, not a lot of action. You know, there hasn't been much build-up so far. I don't know if that's a product of really the game that Rochester's playing, clogging up that middle of the field, not really allowing much to happen.
Well, you know, the way I'm seeing it right now, it seems like they're both trying to test each other out and see if somebody's going to make a mistake. And again, here's a prime example of that. You know, a bad ball across the back and you pick one off. Nobody's really taking too many risks. It'd be a little bit more on the exciting if we could get some of these guys to start advancing the ball, maybe more off the diagonal, making some things happen. Too much east-west. This is why people complain about watching outdoor soccer. It's just too much east-west, not enough energy going forward, you know, and that's why, people say, oh, I don't want to watch the World Cup. Well, this is exactly why.
Gotcha.
You know, so it may be good soccer. It's not easy what they're doing. They make it look easy. It's not easy. But needless to say, you know, they could be a little bit more authoritative going to goal.
Ball up and out of play. It'll be a throw in here for Rochester quickly. Trying to get it in play is Hamilton. Now he'll slow it down and they'll set things up. Kirk comes over. Boy, he's a tall player there as well. Look at the size of him.
They're all their backs. I mean, they're outside right, inside right. They're big guys.
They've got him listed as 6'1", 185 pounds. He's got to be pushing 6'3", 6'4". He's a tall player.
No question.
Rochester trying to build up on the far side. Goes off of Calvano and out of play. Tanky throws this one in. Quickly settled down, and Rochester will start to build from the back here. Kirk tries to overlap. Nice ball into center here. Great overlap from that back defender here. Kirk tries to get a swing in. He does, and that one stopped here by Dustin Bixler and moved out. And here's Mbiji again down this near side. Mbiji plays it in. Basara tried to play that one, and now this one just drifted out over midfield to clear the zone. Settling it down is Roberts for Rochester as they'll start to work that far side of the field. Here's Cost, the local player, for Rochester. Ball will be played back to the defense again here.
Harrisburg's not linking up at all. I mean, through the center mid, they were given a way too many times. And at some point in time, it's, you know, they're going to get something capitalized on them. But needless to say, right now, neither team is doing a great job of penetrating. Every now and again, you've seen Rochester open up and try to play a little bit longer ball. Again, a ball easily handled by Harrisburg.
Ball sent up, and Mbiji, always a vocal player. Always a vocal player, and, you know, gets himself in trouble sometimes with that, but he's always a vocal player.
He's been called a couple times so far, so yep. Needless to say, one of these is going to be a yellow for him.
So we'll have a free kick here for the Islanders, near side here. Ball played in the center of the field now as they start to switch it out. Far side here for Marshall. Marshall looks for a build-up. Tries to swing this in the center. Nice takedown and settle there by Becerra. And then he loses it to the defense here of Rochester as they'll start to build out of the back.
You know, Becerra's a kid I saw him play in the original trials, and I thought right away that's the player I'd want to sign, somebody you could build around. Tonight he hasn't shown me a whole lot yet. Looks a little nervous. That ball there, he had plenty of time. He could have brought it down. He's got a good left foot. But I think he's somebody that the Harrisburg can get the ball at their feet, get a little bit more of a flow through him and Pelletier. But again, another takeaway, another giveaway for these guys.
And he comes in playing for Central Jersey before, part of that PDL program, like you had mentioned. And he's from Lima, Peru, so getting a chance to see some players from all around the world here playing in the USL Pro Division. And like I said, bring the kids out. This is some great soccer. You can see some really interesting styles of play from all around the world. We've seen players from England and Kenya and now, Lima, Peru, and all over the place. Canada. We've seen them from Brazil. So all different styles of play here in the USL Pro, and we're happy to be bringing it to you here on Invicta Sports. Here's Rochester again trying to build from the back. This one played into the center, and the Islanders quickly move it ahead. Hodgkins leaves it now for Thayer. Thayer, as that one's sent ahead by Calvano. Nice flick on here for Hodgkins. Hodgkins loses that one, and BG trying to get there. And a dangerous play there again. It's just so much undecisiveness between that back and the goalkeeper here for Rochester. Twice now almost caught.
Well, I'll tell you what, knowing Coach Lee, it's a matter of time before he's going to blow a gasket as keeper, because his keeper at the moment is absolutely not commanding his back.
He is already on his feet, and he's being vocal right now, as you can see.
Oh, Bob is one of those hands-on coaches at moments, can be very micromanaging, but you know what? He's a great coach, one of the best coaches that we have. And
you had a chance to play with him as well in your professional career, right, Larry?
Back in the 80s, I did. And then when I came to Harrisburg, I actually replaced him when he went to go coach the Hershey Wildcats back in the A-League.
Gotcha. Ball down in now, trying to settle this one. Nice flick on there from BG. Can't get there. Good defensive play. Rochester plays this one up and out of play. As Kirk gets back, gets a foot on it. Outside for BG again, and BG plays it inside for Pelletier. Rochester again comes in here and settles it down, and we're going to have a foul here as coming through, flying with the cleats really high was Jason Pelletier. Pelletier, again, another vocal player, and he's going to get himself a card here if he's getting a warning right now. Another vocal player for the Islanders, and always has been. He just plays with so much passion is what it is.
Chad, again, I alluded to this a little bit early in the broadcast. I mean, Basso's come out of the back an awful lot, and at some point in time he's going to get exposed. And he's not necessarily making the greatest decisions when he comes out of the back. It's one thing if you can connect the pass and you got the space to go into it, but he's running right into a crowd and leaving his area vacated. At some point, Rochester's going to pick up on that, and they're going to be able to put something together. So I hope it doesn't come back to bite them, but at some point they have to pick up on this.
Comes Rochester building. Nice ball down inside here for Ferdinand. Ferdinand can't get there in time. Bixler gets a foot on it. Pelletier flicks on. This one's going to go out of play. But again, a nice turn, nice build up there for Rochester. But Islanders right now doing their job defensively. Long ball played up. This one's going to fly out of play here. We'll have a throw in deep inside now for Rochester.
I got a question for you, Chad. I don't think we've ever talked about this in our broadcast. I'm curious to know the size of the pitch here at City Island.
That's a good question because it is very narrow.
It seems awful narrow, and these guys seem like they're having a hard time trying to get them behind them. It's going to have to be a little bit quicker play. It just seems awful congested for these guys. Now, again, they're good enough to be able to play like this.
Sure.
But it just seems awful congested. I'm not sure the exact dimensions of the City Island.
Yeah, it seems narrow to me. It always has seemed narrow. It really does not allow for spreading the play. And we talk about the excitement of the game. That takes away from a lot of the excitement of the game because it takes away from players being able to do the one-on-ones and, and create opportunities because it does clog up. But I don't know. That's a trivia question. If anybody knows it, maybe the next game, they can let us know and we can give you the answer to what the dimensions are of this playing surface here at City Island.
Well, at the end of the day, from my opinion, until one of these teams are willing to pick up the tempo and start running at some people, it's going to be a very east-west game. Or it's going to be a very direct one over the top, and they're all reading it well at the moment. So, they're going to need something that's going to change the dynamic of this game.
Basso able to defend against Ferdinand on that one. Ferdinand looking for the call, but didn't get it. Here comes Rochester again. Rochester's starting to put a little bit more pressure in that midfield now as they're starting to settle the ball and play a little bit more to the flag here. Of course, playing mostly this right side of the field. We haven't seen much play to that far side yet. A lot of play down this right side. Maybe that's where they want to connect is with Ferdinand and stuff down this near side and get those crosses from here. But I'd like to see the game open up a little bit more. and that might relieve some of that congestion as well.
Yeah,
Larry.
yeah, no question. I mean, but again, it's the speed in which they're doing it. If they would play a little bit quicker and be able to catch somebody in a numerical advantage, right now it's pretty man straight up.
Headed in, Bixler sends that one out. Left, Pelletier knocks it out near midfield, trying to get a turn on it there. Is Angulo. Angulo is going to be fouled. We'll get a direct kick now for the Islanders. If you're just joining us, 0-0 here in our 25th minute of play. Happy to have you along here on Invicta Sports. And, of course, USL Live. Happy to have you along if you're watching. Of course, I know before the game we were getting your parents hooked up, Larry, to be able to watch the game. And they're in St. Louis, correct?
Yep. Hopefully they've got an opportunity to watch us on the computer.
Need to check a match score, find out who's on top of the goal scoring charts, or match up or catch up on the latest news. You can do it all by logging on to USLsoccer.com, the league's official website. Ball sent in there, dangerously low, flicked on, and that was going to be in the back of the net. And who got a foot on it? And it looks like it's going to be number 19, Jose Angulo. And the Islanders are up 1-0. Dangerous ball in. Looked like it was an easy ball maybe to defend against, but nobody came at it from Rochester. And Harrisburg had about two or three players there ready to play on it.
Again, a ball the keeper should come out and play. Again, the sun's right in his eyes, Chad. I mean, if I'm that young man, I'm wearing a cap at the moment or something underneath my eyes to get the glare out. But, unfortunately, bad decision again.
And here's the ball sent in. And again, right over the head of two defenders of what it was, and it's just a flick on. So 1-0 there for the Islanders early on. That's a big one here, going up against a strong team here like Rochester. A great strike there by Ferdinand, and that was blocked by Jason Pelletier. We'll have a corner kick now for Rochester. That'll be their second of the game. It's almost a quick strike at the other end.
Great build-up by Rochester. Found the target. Good knockdown. Good touch. Good stroke. If they would not have deflected that out, that had a chance.
So 26th minute, the Islanders strike first. A goal by Jose Angulo, and they say the assist off of the kick is going to go to Nelson Basara. So the Islanders strike early here, so foul now against BG. And there you see slow to get up. Number 13, Troy Roberts. Check that rather. Kirk for Rochester. And they quickly do a restart on the far. We'll see here on BG coming in. Yeah, just takes a clip at the back of the knee, it looked like there. Nice ball in for Ferdinand there. That one just a little too far for him. But a great run around that backside. So we are 1-0 here in the 27th minute. We'll take a break.
The economic recovery is underway, but lots of families are still hurting. If you're behind on your mortgage because you're unemployed, underemployed, or you've had unexpected medical bills, you may be eligible for help. The federal government's Emergency Homeowner Loan Program helps families facing foreclosure. You don't have to go it alone. Give us a call. With the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. Welcome home.
Got old electronics, such as a TV or computer to recycle? We've got your answer at the Dauphin County Recycling Center.
E-cycling is quick, easy, and free for all county residents.
You can also recycle old major appliances and other items safely at our center.
Have questions? Call our helpful staff at the Recycling Center or check our website for more information.
Recycling is now more convenient than ever.
Join us in going green to protect our environment.
Keep our earth clean and green. Wipe out waste and recycle.
Hi, my name is Kelly Lewis, president of Techquest, Pennsylvania. We started Techquest, Pennsylvania to attract technology investments into the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, working with business leaders, government leaders, and educators to find the best way to make Pennsylvania a leader in the innovation economy. From internships to workforce training to jobs to broadband, we work to develop the innovation economy in Pennsylvania. Check us out at techquestpa.com.
So back to play here. We're in our 29th minute. Happy to have you along on our opener here on Invicta Sports for the City Islanders season. We'll be doing 9 games this season. Of course, a live one coming up on June 8th as well. We'll have Greg Mace calling the game along with Larry Julius. Hope you'll tune in for that one. And, of course, all season long, we'll be bringing you all 9 of the games as well on USL Live. Happy to be working with the USL this year to be able to bring those games to you around the United States and beyond. And for all of you watching on USL Live, we hope you'll tune into the Harrisburg City Islander games as well throughout the season. And for those of you watching in Rochester, thanks for watching as well. Hope you're enjoying your team here play tonight, as that one's going to go off. Actually, they'll call a foul instead, and it's going to go against number 19, Jose Angula. So they'll have a free kick now for Rochester.
You know, a name we've mentioned quite a bit tonight. Angula has been a very effective player for Harrisburg, and around the ball a lot, doing a nice job of keeping possession of the ball. He's been very dangerous. But needless to say, a good player for them. Good, solid player.
The sun's starting to dip down behind a little bit of those trees, which will make it maybe a little easier for goaltender Ryan Kenny to be able to see that ball for Rochester. As they start to build up here, top of the box, shot taken, a nice save there by Harrison, and that one quickly played out by Calvano. Great strike there.
I'll tell you what, I didn't think he had a great angle at all, and he whipped around the backside of the ball, and Harrison saw that well, and to be able to parry that back out, and Calvano cleared it out. But what a great strike there.
So another corner kick here. This will be the 3rd corner kick of the game now here for Rochester. Ball sent right back in dangerously. Did that go off a Harrisburg player? Yes, it did. Looked like it went off of Nelson Basara. So we'll have another kick over on the far side.
This is the 4th corner kick they've given up here. I mean, at some point in time, Harrisburg's going to have to start clearing the zone here.
Drew Cost will take the kick, of course. He played at Penn State and a local product here. And that one's headed up, and it looks like they're going to call a goal kick. I thought maybe another corner kick there, Larry, but either way. And, of course, head coach Bob Lilly not happy about that call up off the bench.
Well, I can assure you the deeper this goes where they're down a goal, Bob will become more integral. Bob will start to make things happen.
Be interesting to see how they substitute as well coming up in the second half. Both teams, of course, still early season, so who's got the legs to keep going the 90 minutes and who doesn't, and how much that's going to affect this game. Of course, now Rochester has to dig deeper because they need to score a goal to tie things up. And now we've got a throw-in here for the Islanders. Ball switched now to the far side. Costanzo with it now. Plays it down in the center. That one intercepted by Jason Pelletier. Pelletier plays it ahead. Center of the field now. Here come the Islanders looking to strike again. They'll play it to the far side. No one there. Not sure what was going on there, Larry.
You know, Jarrett Thayers, he's got a good switch coming. The attack was starting to mount onto the left. He's got Brian in a 1v1 scenario. I thought he went too slow, then he cut it back, and, of course, a pass with no address to the end of it. So, you know, you got to light up your forwards like Mbiji, you know, like Angulo. Let these guys go 1v1. This is what people are paying to watch. Get the ball into his feet and let him do the work. But to go back and against the grain and nobody's even observing it or seeing it coming, you know, it's not a good decision.
Ball played down that far side. This one's going to go off of Rochester. We'll have a throw-in for the Islanders here in the 33rd minute of play. I'd like to mention a couple more of our sponsors also helping to bring you action here all season long on Invicta Sports. Of course, PHF we want to thank, which is our presenting sponsor. But we'd also like to thank HelpHireMe.com. Help Hire Me is changing the playing field for job seekers. Job seekers need a new and impressionable way to attract interested employees, and video is a perfect tool to help you understand, or to help you stand out rather, from the crowd. Smart, well thought out video interviews and profiles really do showcase your personality while allowing you to highlight and creatively dispense your skills. Check them out. You can place your profile on your Twitter account, Facebook, LinkedIn. Check it out today. Go get your job profile. Find your dream job through HelpHireMe.com. We also want to thank LowerMyRx.net. Save up to 75% discounts on prescriptions and up to 50% on labs and imaging. This card is absolutely phenomenal. I've actually used it and saved some really big money on my prescriptions. The RX Cut Plus Healthcare Savings Program benefits the insured, underinsured, and uninsured. Those with high deductibles, listen, if you have a deductible that's over $10, you need to check and see if lowermyrx.net can help you. Go print your card out right now. It's totally free. Use it as many times as you want. Lowermyrx.net. Long ball down this near side. That one flicked on. This is going to be a dangerous one for Harrison. And he gets out and plays it away. As striking in there was Hamilton trying to get there for Rochester. Good defensive play there by Harrison, though.
Great decision by Harrison to anticipate and read that.
So Kirk with the throw in here. Leaves it short. Kirk tries to play it through. Good defensive play there. Ball sent down in. And they're going to say that Ferdinand was offsides. Came back to play that. 35th minute. Harrisburg up 1-0. Off a free kick. Sent in by Nelson Basara. And he was able to find the head of Jose Angulo, and that made it 1-0 in the 26th minute here of this first half. Happy to have you along here on Invicta Sports. Bring you City Islander action from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and the Skyline Sports Complex here on City Island. Ball sent up now, headed out. Center of the field there now, and Harrisburg trying to settle this down and keep the attack going here. Ball played down in. And looks like we have a foul down back on that one. So we'll have a free kick here for the Rhinos of Rochester. You know, we could talk about some, and of course Harrisburg has brought in some new players, new faces this year. Several new names that we were, have not heard before, but are starting to really do some nice things for the Islanders. Of course, a big signing that just took place this past week here was being able to get JT Nunes coming back, JT Nunes coming back. Of course, he played a little bit last year with the Islanders and then went up and played with the Philadelphia Union, and he is back will be back on the island this summer. He's always an exciting player, fast, aggressive player up top as well, so it would be nice to see JT back as well. I just don't think he got cleared yet for tonight's game, which is why we don't see him out there tonight so far, but you can look for him, of course, to be in the lineup and see lots of playing time for the Islanders.
Yeah, that'll be interesting when he does get reinserted into the lineup and how Coach Betcher will use him, whether he uses him in a holding center mid or an attacking center mid. It'll be quite interesting to see how he gets used. I'm not sure what happened with the Philadelphia Union. He was up there twice now, and it just doesn't seem to be a good fit for him, or for what reason he falls out of favor too quickly. Hopefully he can develop his game furthermore here in Harrisburg and get a chance to go right back up again.
Ball sent down in. It's going to be out of play, though. We'll have a throw-in for Rochester on that far side of the field. Great shot there of Roberts for Rochester Rhinos. Ball comes back for Roberts again here. Long ball. That one's going to be headed away, though, by Andrew Marshall for the Islanders. Rochester attacking that far side of the field now. Haven't done that much so far in this first half. They've really attacked this near side quite a bit. Again, attacking here. Ball out for Kirk now. Kirk waits, looking to send this one in. Drifts this one. That one just behind Donatelli for Rochester. Good build-up, though, for Rochester. Just maybe sink that a little bit more towards that 6-yard box. Force Harrison to come out and make a play on it.
Well, they have. They've built up several attacks, and they've whipped some balls in, and nothing's really come of it. But, Harrisburg hasn't really produced a whole lot in the offensive third at this point either. Again, first half, they're feeling each other out. We'll see what happens in the second half. We'll see if it opens up a little bit, because I don't think Harrisburg's going to be happy sitting on a 1-0 lead. And, Rochester's not going to go in the locker room and come out and be happy down a goal. So
exactly.
I think we're going to see a new attitude in the second half.
So putting your coach's hat on, second half, do you make changes right away, Larry, or do you wait to see what happens in the second half and how it starts to develop from that point forward, or do you make a change or two for each team?
It's a good question, because, Rochester has not they have not underperformed. They obviously have not finished. They're doing some nice things. They're moving the ball well. I probably come back with the same lineup. If I'm Harrisburg, I come back out with the same lineup. This is where you're at right now. Go with the first 10 minutes into the second half. Start to see if any fatigue's starting to settle in. And then maybe what I would do is throw an extra midfielder in and go to a 4-5-1.
Okay.
If I'm still up 1-0. So I know they don't want to sit on that, but we'll see what Coach Betcher and Coach Lilly do.
Right. And that'll really depend on what Rochester decides to come out with in that second half, whether Harrisburg's going to think they can sit on it and hold the 1-goal lead and take it out.
And I don't think, Bill's going to come out and think that they're going to sit in this 1-goal lead. I think that they're going to come out and they're going to try to attack a little bit, but try to be cautious in their attack.
Exactly.
They certainly don't want to give this away. But in the same token, Rochester has to throw it up. They have to start going at them. They have to start making things happen. So it'll be quite interesting, again, to see what they do. They may come out tactically and play with 2 forwards, because remember, Rochester's playing with the high target. So they may come out and play a 4-4-2. We'll see. It'll be interesting to see.
There's Chase Harrison with the ball there. You get a good look at him. And we're in our 40th minute of play as the ball sent up. We're going to take a quick break. Stay with us.
The economic recovery is underway, but lots of families are still hurting. If you're behind on your mortgage because you're unemployed, underemployed, or you've had unexpected medical bills, you may be eligible for help. The federal government's Emergency Homeowner Loan Program helps families facing foreclosure. You don't have to go it alone. Give us a call. With the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. Welcome home.
Got old electronics, such as a TV or computer to recycle? We've got your answer at the Dauphin County Recycling Center.
E-cycling is quick, easy, and free for all county residents.
You can also recycle old major appliances and other items safely at our center.
Have questions? Call our helpful staff at the Recycling Center or check our website for more information.
Recycling is now more convenient than ever.
Join us in going green to protect our environment.
Keep our earth clean and green. Wipe out waste and recycle.
Hi, my name is Kelly Lewis, president of Techquest, Pennsylvania. We started Techquest, Pennsylvania to attract technology investments into the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, working with business leaders, government leaders, and educators to find the best way to make Pennsylvania a leader in the innovation economy. From internships to workforce training to jobs to broadband, we work to develop the innovation economy in Pennsylvania. Check us out at techquestpa.com.
And welcome back. Larry and I talking a little bit about how Rochester gets back in this. Looking back over their record here in their games the last few weeks, they lost to Richmond 0-1 in Richmond, of course, and then they lost again their second game to Wilmington. They dropped 2 games right out of the chute. They come back and rallied to a 3-2 win over Dayton, but just 1-0 over Charleston. So I'm not quite sure. I mean, looking through the stats and looking at some of the leaders and stuff, there isn't anybody that jumps out on the Rochester team as who's the player to get them back into this. You know what I mean? And so it's going to be interesting to see who's the player that steps up, Larry.
Well, again, I mean, at some point, you can't continue to play with a high target. You're going to have to play with. You may even go to a 4-3-3. I mean, maybe he makes that change halfway through the second half. But needless to say, they're showing no energy up on top. They're showing no authoritative to goal. I mean, right now it is pretty much a good posture game. You got your standard 4, you got your 5 in the middle, and 1 up on top, but there's just no
pressure in that defense of Harrisburg.
Nothing at all.
Knowing Bob Lilly, do you know what type of game he typically is? Is he a defensive-minded game? Is he typically an offensive-minded game? Is this the style of play that he typically comes out with?
Bob being a defender his whole career, I would imagine he's more of a defensive-minded coach. But again, needless to say, he knows he's not going to win games without scoring goals.
Exactly.
So he's probably putting the best possible people he has up on top. I'm sure he came out here hoping to get away with a win, playing with 1 forward. Now this is going to challenge his team a little bit. So
because there has been no pressure up top whatsoever.
No.
You just mentioned that, but literally they have not tested this defense of Harrisburg at all to see if there is any weaknesses that they can even attack or try to execute something on for the second half. So going into the locker room, not really being able to test that, it's hard to put a game plan together on how you attack that as well.
Yeah, there's no question. I mean, I have yet to see anybody from Rochester that's really willing to pin you back against the frame and run at you. I've not seen that yet. Does that mean that they don't exist? No, I just have not seen it yet.
Right. Bixler sends this one out. And again, the other thing that I keep, I've said it a couple times, but I just see them, probably 80% of their attack has been on this right side. They just keep using this right side. I don't know if this just happens to be their strength of the team, but it just seems like you'd want to spread that ball out a little bit more up top and test that defense, and they just keep running this right side of the field. Well,
and again, you know what? This is a narrow field. We did talk about that. Maybe they have to become a little bit more direct, and that may not be their brand of play. But they may have to adapt at some point in time. Even though the field's in good shape, it is narrow. So at what point will they start going a little bit more longer diagonal and see if they can get over the top? But again, that all comes down to playing with much higher rate of pace. They're both playing about the same pace at the moment. Nobody has just jumped out of the chute and said, hey, I'm here to play.
Ball sent out here by Rochester. Also surprised to send that ahead, and we'll have a foul against Ferdinand, rather. Get a great shot there of Basso for the City Islanders. Basso will play this up and in. Basso out of San Jose, Costa Rica. Last team he played for was Crystal Palace, Baltimore. Of course, I remember calling his game the last couple of years, and that's it. That'll do it for our first half of play. Not much stoppage time at all, Larry. Play an extra 30 seconds roughly of stoppage time, but Harrisburg comes out of it with a one key goal in the 26th minute. It was off a free kick as Nelson Becerra sent in the ball and was able to find the head of Jose Angulo, and he flicked it past a kind of what I thought maybe a shaky goaltender here in that first half for Rochester.
I don't disagree, Chad. I mean, the way it is right now, I mean, the sun was in his eyes. You want to give him a little bit of a doubt about that. Yeah, maybe you can, but needless to say, I mean, his lack of communication led to a couple other opportunities. The goal was certainly one I think he should have came out and double-fisted, and if not, should have been headed out. But they misplayed that. So
the Islanders take the 1-goal lead in the first half. It would be interesting to see what happens. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of strategy taking place in that locker room before we come out for the second half. We'll see if there's changes right away. There might be for Rochester, that's for sure. Stay with us here on Invicta Sports. Lots more soccer to come. And thanks for watching here on USL Live as well. Stay with us. We'll be back.
The economic recovery is underway, but lots of families are still hurting. If you're behind on your mortgage because you're unemployed, underemployed, or you've had unexpected medical bills, you may be eligible for help. The federal government's Emergency Homeowner Loan Program helps families facing foreclosure. You don't have to go it alone. Give us a call. With the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. Welcome home.
Got old electronics, such as a TV or computer to recycle? We've got your answer at the Dauphin County Recycling Center.
E-cycling is quick, easy, and free for all county residents.
You can also recycle old major appliances and other items safely at our center.
Have questions? Call our helpful staff at the Recycling Center or check our website for more information.
Recycling is now more convenient than ever.
Join us in going green to protect our environment.
Keep our earth clean and green. Wipe out waste and recycle.
All right, we're just about ready to get underway for our second half action here from the Skyline Sports Complex in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. Rochester and Harrisburg. Harrisburg up 1-0. And we'll take a look at some of the highlights of our first half here, Larry. Just a couple. We've got the goal and some good opportunities, so we'll take a look at them from our first half of action. Starts off here with this ball down near this near side, and again, running onto it is Angulo, and just chips that one just over top. And again, the goalie a little slow to get out on it. This one's sent in by Becerra and right onto the head of Jose Angulo, and he makes it 1-0 for the Islanders. And it hasn't been a real exciting first half of play. A couple quick opportunities. We need some changes here in this second half, Larry. I haven't seen any changes so far in any players that come out for Rochester. They're coming out with the same lineup. Same with Harrisburg. So in looking at that, now as a coach, put on your coach's hat, what do we start to look at? The 65th minute, the 70th minute? Where do you think we'll start seeing those changes?
I think anywhere between the 55th and 65th minute. If something doesn't happen for Rochester shortly, I'm pretty sure that we're going to see that. I'm pretty sure that you're going to see Rochester make a couple changes. If Harrisburg continues on, you may not see many changes. You may see them hang on. Now, he may insert a midfielder for more of a defensive presence, I should say. And if they do that, then I see that at about the 65th minute, depending on where Rochester's
so
at.
So you'll see those changes for Harrisburg probably only if it's fatigue type of thing, really,
yeah.
just to make sure they keep that pressure up then. Okay. We'll take a look at some of the stats from the first half. Shots on goal, Rochester with 1, Harrisburg with 4. And saves for Rochester, 0, and Harrisburg Harrison with 1. Fouls in that first half, Harrisburg with 7 and Rochester with 5. Offsides, just 1 called against Rochester, and corner kicks, 5 for Rochester, 1 for Harrisburg. That's a big number, 5 for Rochester. From Harrisburg's standpoint, giving up too many corner kicks. From Rochester's standpoint, they haven't been able to capitalize, and they've had some great opportunities.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, to have that many opportunities, you're going to have to try to get something on frame, which they have not yet done that. Harrisburg hasn't had a lot of scoring opportunities. Other than the one that they scored on, they have not been an offensive juggernaut like I thought maybe they would be with this Angulo playing tonight. I suspect we're going to see this game open up a little bit, to be honest with you. I think Rochester's going to have no choice. They're going to open up. As you see, they're getting players warmed up. So it may be even earlier than the 60 minute.
Far side of the field now, Harrisburg with the throw-in. And they'll leave it back now on the far side for Basso for Harrisburg. Ball played in. Rochester now is really going to need to pick up the pace of this play in the second half. Down this near side, streaking in here is Tanky for Rochester. Tries to make a move. Good job by Calvano to just shut him down there. Stepped right in the path that Tanky wanted to take that ball. And now Rochester has to bring it back and recharge here. Ball chipped down along this near side again. That one's going to run long. We'll have a goal kick here in our 47th minute of play.
That's a little predictable for me. I mean, you can see him winding up. You know it's going to be a long ball. He's opening up his hips. You know it's going to be lifted into the corner. Harrisburg drops, settles. Ball goes out of bounds. They're in good shape. So, again, that isn't going to be the answer for them. The answer is going to be on a quick counter. It's going to make a quick connection up on top, some sort of combination. Keeping the ball. I have to stress for Rochester, they need to hold on. It can't be a 1-2 pass wonder. It's going to have to be keep it, knock it, move it, find a target, knock it down, and look for something outside the 18 because they've certainly not created anything inside the 18. They're going to have to try to take some opportunities. They're going to have to test Harrison. They haven't done that. They had one opportunity in totally 45 minutes that I would have thought would have been a quality opportunity.
So it looks like Rochester hasn't changed their format either, or their lineup. It looks like they're still playing 5 in the middle, 3 in the back here. I'm sure we'll see that change shortly here if they don't start to get some stuff happening here. They start to work that far side of the field again, that same right side of the field that we saw in that first half that hasn't worked out great for them. Ferdinando bringing that one in and that one taken away. We're going to have a free kick just outside the box.
They're very lucky on that one. That was very close to the edge of the 18.
I think the foul was actually before because he kept possession. They waited, and then when he lost possession, so letting him play on a yellow card. And so Basso's going to pick up a yellow card on the play as well. So an opportunity here for Rochester, really one of their first real good ones. Swing this one in. What would you do from here, Larry?
Well, I mean, Harrison's done a great job of everything in the air. I would probably whip one in low and see if we can get a good near post run, or if not, whip it to the back post above Harrison. But anything in his wheelhouse, he's been getting his mitts on.
Okay, here we go. Rochester ready to play this one in. Near post, and that one's going to be headed right away. And actually, who'd that go off of? They're calling it a goal kick.
That's interesting.
Looked like it was headed right out of play by Thayer.
Sure did.
Well, must have taken a deflection that we did not see,
yeah,
but a wasted play there for Rochester.
Rochester gave up no argument on that one, so they must have deflected off somebody.
Ball down along the far side now as Rochester starts to bring it in. Donatelli sends this one down in front, and that one headed away by Bixler now. Far side, kept in play. Rochester starting to pick up the pace a little bit more in pressure. Here's Mbiji, far side of the field, trying to move it ahead. That one intended for.
Chad, it was one of the things that was kind of on my radar when Rochester came back out, because I'm sure that locker room was full of fireworks with Bob, and I can assure you, anybody that came out of that locker room not willing to put the time in and put the work in, it would have been a short half for him.
Nice ball down inside. Here comes Harrisburg. That one flicked to the far side by Angulo, and he could have taken that to his right foot and seen if he could do something, but
yeah, absolutely.
Nice play either way. Nice ball sent in by Basara. You'll see here Basara sends it in, and just kind of a little flick to that far side. Almost could have just laid that to this near post, Larry.
To be honest, that's got to be, he had a good position with his body to open up the inside of his left foot and blade it to the back post. On a fade, as he fades away, he could have hooked it around the back post. That, to me, would have been the right thing to do. A little more composure. Somebody would have been screaming to him, hey, you got more time. He was in. He was completely untouched. But needless to say, young guy, and, he saw what he saw, and he got a split second to make that decision.
Long shot there from Angulo, and that one goes up and out of play as well. Need to check a match score, find out who's on top of the goal scoring charts, or catch up on the latest news. You can do it all by logging on to uslsoccer.com, the league's official website, and also you can tune into usllive.com all season long to see City Islander action, as well as the Rochester Rhinos and all the action going on around the league. Catch your favorite team in matches, and also highlights and feature stories on usllive.com.
The high school playoffs started this week, Chad. It's starting to really buzz in Harrisburg area. So you got great professional soccer in the island. You got the high school girls playoffs starting this week. I mean, it's a great time of the year. All that rain kind of just went through, and grass is ready to roll.
Oh, yeah, the surface out there is just fantastic. Of course, it's taken a couple years, but down this right corner where they used to have the baseball diamonds all grown in now, and the field looks nice and even all the way across now. Yeah. So no complaints about the field down in this right corner anymore.
Well, you remember how bad that was.
Ooh,
that was so choppy, and at one point it was a baseball diamond tap, if you remember back in the day.
Oh, yeah. I would have to say that the surface is the best we've seen it ever. In terms of how it's been cut this time, to allow the players to play a little bit more soccer and a little bit more of the short game and use their skills a little bit more. We've seen some really tall grass on the island in the past, so this surface in the island just looking fantastic to start off the season here.
Got to give credit to the City Islanders and the guys that work on the field here who to sit down and have a meeting of the minds to where the surface is playable for a professional level.
Exactly. Hodgkins looking to the far side, running onto this one is Angulo. Angulo far side, and we've talked about him a lot tonight. They need to get him a little bit more involved, I think, in the game. Of course, he got the goal for the Islanders, but get him a little bit more involved, and that's going to also add that extra pressure and not allow Rochester to come in to do more inside and to come back. And now we've got an offsides here. I'm not sure about that call. That looked like it was an overlap run, and that ball was played in before he got there, Larry.
I'll tell you what, Angulo with a great back heel. I mean, first touch was fantastic. He sets it up on his back heel with his left and was able to flick him in. It might have been close. He might have been close to being offside, but
let's see if we can see it here. Angulo flicks that one on. Boy, the defender in the center of the field, it looked like number 13, did a good job, Kirk, of really holding up and seeing if he could catch him off. So looked like a good call by the officials. Ball sent up in that one. Rochester here really needs to start kickstarting this in the last 2 or 3 minutes here. Harrisburg has turned up the pace as well. Long ball sent near that far post. It's going to stay in play. No, it is not. That was set up and out of play by Rochester's Tanky, Michael Tanky.
The service that they're getting, it's just not a quality service. I mean, they're not getting enough balls in the danger zone. They're getting down the flanks, but Harrisburg's done a nice job of keeping things composed and compact in the back. But they're just Rochester's missing that last piece, and we talked about this, missing that go-to guy up on top.
Ball headed on there and sent down in the far corner. Harrison's going to come out after. Bixler's going to let it go. Dangerous play there. But good communication, something we didn't see necessarily from the Rochester goaltender to defense in the first half. But we haven't seen those types of mistakes here in the second half. So I'm sure that was part of the conversation as well in the locker room of Rochester.
Well, after being a teammate of Bob Lilly early in the, late 80s, and then again the late 90s, Bob wears everything on his sleeves. You know what I mean? He's been a very successful coach at this level for a long time. He's very intense. What he says he would have done. Mm-hmm. So these guys that are playing for him right now are playing on a lot of emotion. They're playing for their jobs. because, they're not starting the year off great, and
right.
Bob's not somebody that's going to be willing to stick around when players are not getting the job done. And at this level, this is what it's all about, earning the wins. So he's going to make it happen, whether it's with these players or he has to find others.
So Ferdinand is the first one to exit the game here, a midfielder for Rochester. And in the game for him is number 26. Actually, number 29, I'm sorry. So Banks, J.C. Banks comes in the game now for Rochester. So they make their first change to see if they can change things up a little bit here. Ball down this near side. And that one's going to go out of play, and we'll have a goal kick. And
well, it looks like Rochester's now putting 3 up on top, Chad. So it looks like a 3-4-3 or maybe a little bit of a flex where they're starting with a 4 and then they slide their outside backs involved. But to get involved, but they are playing with 3-4 at this point, at least pushing them forward. They're trying to advance the numbers. They don't have a choice. I suspected they would start to do this to try to put Harrisburg back on their heels. But that's the only thing they have left at this point. But they're going to have to stop these long direct balls because they're certainly not going to capitalize on those. Not with the way Harrisburg's playing in the back.
And they make that change early here in the 56th minute. We'll take a quick break here. Stay with us.
The economic recovery is underway, but lots of families are still hurting. If you're behind on your mortgage because you're unemployed, underemployed, or you've had unexpected medical bills, you may be eligible for help. The federal government's Emergency Homeowner Loan Program helps families facing foreclosure. You don't have to go it alone. Give us a call. We're the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. Welcome home.
Got old electronics, such as a TV or computer to recycle? We've got your answer at the Dauphin County Recycling Center.
E-cycling is quick, easy, and free for all county residents.
You can also recycle old major appliances and other items safely at our center.
Have questions? Call our helpful staff at the Recycling Center or check our website for more information.
Recycling is now more convenient than ever.
Join us in going green to protect our environment.
Keep our earth clean and green. Wipe out waste and recycle.
Hi, my name is Kelly Lewis, president of Techquest, Pennsylvania. We started Techquest, Pennsylvania to attract technology investments into the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, working with business leaders, government leaders, and educators to find the best way to make Pennsylvania a leader in the innovation economy. From internships to workforce training to jobs to broadband, we work to develop the innovation economy in Pennsylvania. Check us out at techquestpa.com.
Ball sent up near midfield. Sorrow trying to get there, and that one sent up by Rochester. Pelletier trying to play that through. This one taken away by Rochester. Big challenge there at the midfield. Back for Bixler now. Bixler plays this far side of the field for Mbiji, and that one knocked down. Angulo, big, strong, fast player up top. I tell you, he's as the game goes on, it seems like he's starting to get more and more into his rhythm.
Well, you know what? Again, effective player. I mean, Harrisburg now, as Rochester pushes the numbers forward, Harrisburg's looking to find them a little bit quicker. If they can find him a little bit quicker, he's going to have more opportunities. The early flow of the first half I thought was relatively slow, as we both talked about. But, again, Rochester doesn't have a choice. They're going to open up, and it's going to be more opportunities for Harrisburg if they can connect.
Rochester's starting to get a few players warming up here. Harrisburg, I'm not seeing any players warming up so far. Just one actually stretching a little, but nothing that looks like anybody will be going in anytime soon. Got a free kick here now for Harrisburg just outside the 18. Dangerous spot on the field for a free kick here for Rochester, that's for sure. Placing the ball and looking like he's going to send it in is Basara. He sent in the first one that the Islanders scored on off of the free kick in the 26th minute of tonight's contest.
Well, from what I saw from this keeper, I think I'm going to challenge the keeper here with a right-footed shot back post. At least I'd be encouraging it, but it doesn't look like that's going to happen.
Looks like he's going to swing it in left-footed, so it's going to swing away from the goal. Sara drives this one down in front, and a great save there.
Wow.
But wow, what a I don't know how that one got through, but standing right there waiting for it.
That could be
was
saving the night.
Thayer almost squeezing that one in for the Islanders. Boy, that was a tricky one.
That could be save of the night. I mean, if they can come back and tie this, that could be the save of the night right there.
Ryan Kenny heart beated a couple extra pumps that time.
Yes, it did.
Calvano now in the back for the Islanders quickly. Down this near side now. Hotchkiss trying to get there. And Rochester ready to defend. Ball will come back and settle down by Basara. Basara plays in the middle for Jason Pelletier. Pelletier sends it down through, and a good defensive play there by number 6, Costanza for Rochester. As this one goes up and out of play. We'll have a throw-in, but wow, what an opportunity off of that free kick.
Well, that potentially could have iced the game right there.
Ball quickly played in. Again, I haven't seen, Rochester really has not picked up the pace much in terms of attacking. Harrisburg, on the other hand, has started to pick up the pace a little bit more, starting to attack the goal more. Haven't seen too many 2, 3, 4 touches here in this game either. Like, that's something that's missing that we're used to seeing. You need that combination to get things moving once in a while. Here comes Rochester on the attack now, down inside, and dangerous inside there. Calvano got a shot, and that one's going to go off to the sidelines now, and a throw-in for Rochester. We'll take a look at this free kick. Comes in. It was flicked on, actually, by, looked like a Rochester player.
Wow.
And then what a great save.
What a great reaction save. And in fairness, too, I mean, the sun was in his eyes in the first half.
Absolutely.
That's part of the equation, but, he's going to have to, he's still going to have to make some of those saves and better decisions.
Nice job by Costanza to keep that one. Bixler with it now for the Islanders. Tries to send MBG, and this one's going to be settled by Rochester, sent back out near midfield. Donatelli settles it now. Checks up. Rochester will build again from the back. All the way across here for Costanzo. Harrisburg doing a pretty good job. Now they'll settle in, chasing up top, forcing that ball to stay back there. Now Rochester starting to build quickly ahead. This one settled down by Hamilton. Far side. Rochester waiting up, nothing there. Comes back for Koss now. Koss plays it outside. Again, we've seen him several times in the overlap. Kerp, that one sent down in, headed on, but it'll stay in play here. Controlled by Rochester on this near side, trying to build things up. Calvano again doing a great job defensively there, and here comes Hotchkiss now. Jason Hotchkiss down this near side. Ball sent ahead, and that one's going to be too long. We got a foul back here, and we're going to have a and the foul is going to go against number 29, it looks like. And we'll see here, Hotchkiss just beats him to the sidelines, and a hard tackle. Oh, yeah, just a chip to the back of the knee there. And the foul's going to go against Banks, and he will pick up a yellow card for that one in the 63rd minute. And that's just ticking away a little bit more time. We're in our 63rd minute. Harrisburg up 1-0. And it seems like as this game goes on, they're building a little bit more energy, starting to get a little bit more confident, moving the ball a little better. A couple extra touches before they're giving up possession. Rochester, on the other hand, nothing's really changed much throughout this game. They make another substitution here.
Well, they put in a giant. This gentleman must be at least 6'4", 6'3", 6'4". Hoaxy.
23 in the game. And he gives a rest now to Tanky. So
they have him listed at
6'4",
208.
And we're going to have a foul here. It's going to go against Jason Hotchkiss. And down hard on the play there is Banks. And he's very slow to get up.
Could have looked like a retaliatory foul, but referee didn't see it that way.
Exactly. We'll take a look at it again here down the corner. Hotchkiss trying to get there. Well, actually, looked like Banks come in and dished out a little bit of the punishment. Maybe hurt his own shoulder coming in hard against Jason Hotchkiss. So Rochester really needs to start stepping it up here in the second half. We know they're a team that has competed very highly in the USL 1. And they're a team you can never take lightly until the final whistle blows. So we'll wait and see with some of the new substitutions and see what Bob Lilly has got in his back pocket in terms of some tricks up his sleeve or whatnot. Long ball down inside now. Sprinting onto this one is Hamilton. Hamilton trying to get there, and it's going to go off the end line, and we'll have a goal kick now for the Islanders.
I don't see these long balls for Rochester really giving them much of an opportunity. I mean, they're playing them way too predictable. Harrisburg's doing a great job of reading them. They're dropping. They're either timing them out of bounds or they're serving them back out again. I just don't see that being a very wise game plan from Rochester.
I have not seen them have the step. You know, you got to have that step in order to play them long balls or them through balls, and they just have not been able to get the step to, you know, to get to make those long balls or through balls effective, like you said.
Right. Looks like Harrisburg getting ready to make a substitution. My guess is going to be Schofield for Hodgkins. A little bit more pace, a little more pressure up on top.
BG taken down, and they're going to call a corner kick. Referee brought the whistle to his mouth, but decided to make a no call on that one.
That looked like a bit of a flop by Brian and BG, but they got the service out of it.
This will be the first corner of the half now for the Islanders. This being just their second corner of the game. So Pelletier will play this in for the Islanders. Drives his near post, and that one sent right back out. We'll have another corner kick coming up.
Another corner kick for the City Islanders. And this corner kick is brought to you by Angelo's Soccer Corner.
Jason's going to need to get this ball up here. That's a better ball.
Much better ball. That one punched away. Good job. And that time, ball up and still in play here. The Islanders will play it outside. Here's Pelletier with it now. Pelletier swings this one a little too far out. Flicked on, headed in, and sent out. But I tell you what, that was a much better play by Ryan Kenny on that corner kick.
Yeah.
He attacked the ball much better than we saw in the first half. So, you know, maybe, like you said, maybe part of the issues he had was the sun in the first half.
There's probably no question about that. But needless to say, now, you know, Harrisburg's up, and, you know, the sun, whether it's a part of it or not, it's creating, you know, right now he's looking a bit more confidence, but it created a goal for Harrisburg.
Marshall sends that one in, and it will go off the end line. We'll have a corner kick now. And we're going to have a substitution as well. So, as you mentioned, Schofield is the substitution that will come in, and we'll see who he's going to come in for.
Yeah, I suspected that. Yeah,
you're correct, Jason Hodgkins.
Entering the game, number 10, David Schofield.
Hodgkins will come over, and Schofield, of course, an Island favorite here, will enter the game for the Harrisburg City Islanders. David Schofield out of Preston, England. So the substitution's been made. We'll see how this changes the dynamic of the game as well here. Over to play the ball in off the corner kick will be Becerra for the Islanders. Everybody stacked up on that far side of the box. Ball driven near this front post, and that one flicked on. And Rochester not able to clear. Right back in play now. Comes back for Becerra. Becerra swings this one near the far post. Headed on, and that one just goes wide of the mark.
Wow, what a great sequence right there for Harrisburg. That was a great service in Becerra. Again, I'd like to see Ryan come off his line. I mean, that's curled to the back post, low enough that he can come out and double fist that. Harrisburg did a nice job, though, keeping the ball in play and keeping it alive. That, again, right off the back of the head, if that's in the back of the net.
And again, Angulo is right there. He's the one that receives this ball. You see it come across, and Angulo right there. Oh, he was right in there.
He ducked.
Yeah, he did, or that was a goal.
You could see he saw the hand of the keeper coming, so he ducked.
We've all felt that, right?
Oh, yeah.
So good build up there by the Islanders, and I tell you what, Rochester lucky that it's not 2-0 now. There's still hope for them to try and see if they can't squeak one out here. But they really need to pick up the pace. It seems like the last 15 minutes of this game, the Islanders just continue to build and build and build. The momentum is starting to. I don't know if it's only their third game. I don't know if their confidence is coming, but right now they're definitely changing the style of the game and how it's played right now.
Well, I think, Chad, you and I both know that you're up a goal. You're feeling good about your game. You know, you're feeling confident that, you know, you can attack. Rochester is starting to press, just trying to press a little bit. They're not getting a whole lot together. They're not connecting many passes. They are kind of pinned back on the top of their 18 for the moment, and they're not playing with a whole lot of confidence.
Ball along the far side, and PG taken down. Here's Pelletier with it now. Pelletier trying to take it to the end line, and that's going to go off of Pelletier. It's going to stay in play, though. Rochester sends it out near midfield. Hoaxie trying to settle it down. Now here comes Rochester again. Hamilton sends it to this near side. Costanzo still with it. Chips it down inside. Nice run here. Banks trying to send it across. Nothing there, and the Islanders able to move it out, and that goes off the head of Schofield. So a little bit of a build-up there, but the Islanders doing a good job defensively there. So we're in our 71st minute of play. Islanders up 1-0. We'll take a break. Stay with us.
The economic recovery is underway, but lots of families are still hurting. If you're behind on your mortgage because you're unemployed, underemployed, or you've had unexpected medical bills, you may be eligible for help. The federal government's Emergency Homeowner Loan Program helps families facing foreclosure. You don't have to go it alone. Give us a call. With the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. Welcome home.
Got old electronics, such as a TV or computer to recycle? We've got your answer at the Dauphin County Recycling Center.
E-cycling is quick, easy, and free for all county residents.
You can also recycle old major appliances and other items safely at our center.
Have questions? Call our helpful staff at the Recycling Center or check our website for more information.
Recycling is now more convenient than ever.
Join us in going green to protect our environment.
Keep our earth clean and green. Wipe out waste and recycle.
Hi, my name is Kelly Lewis, president of Techquest, Pennsylvania. We started Techquest, Pennsylvania to attract technology investments into the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, working with business leaders, government leaders, and educators to find the best way to make Pennsylvania a leader in the innovation economy. From internships to workforce training to jobs to broadband, we work to develop the innovation economy in Pennsylvania. Check us out at techquestpa.com.
And welcome back. Need to check a match score, find out who's on top of the goal scoring charts, or catch up on the latest news? You can do it all by logging on to uslsoccer.com, the league's official website. There's only one place to see who's the best, uslsoccer.com. When do you start to see a hard foul there? And you know, I don't know. It looked like Harrisburg might have got the ball, but I tell you what, Banks sold it fantastic.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And you know, I think Thayer got him a little bit, but Banks certainly did sell it. There's no question about that. Now, this is a dangerous ball.
Exactly. Hey, it's a great play. And, you know, pick up a free kick here. I mean, we'll get a look at it here, and oh boy,
he
good
got
tackle.
Him. Yeah, well, I thought he got him though, Chad.
Do you think so?
Yeah, he got the ball, but you know, as he's getting the ball, he got the leg a little bit.
So good
I
call.
definitely would have called it. Yeah.
So good call, and you know what? This is a fantastic opportunity for Rochester right here. They really need to take their time and set this play up and really get an opportunity at the goal and force Harrison to make a big save here.
I'd be interested to see if he tries a challenge from this distance. I don't see it. And I say that, and he hits a great shot. And quite honestly, he threw me off because the way he was set up, I didn't think he was going to have enough power to hook it over the top of the wall. What a great opportunity that was. That misses by 2 or 3 feet max.
Yeah, exactly. Great shot. So Harrison and the Islanders are able to hold it to a 1-goal lead here in the 74th minute. We'll take a look at this one more time. And you see this ball swing right over. Oh, a nice dipping ball, too. That just misses. Just misses.
That was a fantastic strike.
So now we're in the 75th minute, Larry. When do you make your next change? Or do you? I mean, we haven't seen too much. And as I say that, here comes Rochester once again down this near side, and Schofield plays it back for Calvano. Sends this one ahead for Bassaro. And that went up and out of play.
Coach Lee may be comfortable with what he's got out there. He may know what he's got left on the bench may not be enough.
Right.
He may be comfortable. He may give it another few minutes and make a change. I'm not sure.
Rochester really needs to try and put something together here. Harrisburg needs to keep building on the momentum that they've had the last 15 minutes here. That one headed away by Bixler, flicked on by Thayer, and again. And now Rochester will work this near side. That one too far for Banks, and we'll have a throw-in. I'd like to thank a couple more of our sponsors bringing you all the action here on Invicta Sports and USLLive.com. HelpHireMe.com is changing the playing field for job seekers. Job seekers need a new and impressionable way to attract interested employers, and video is the perfect tool to help you stand out from the crowd. Smart, well thought out video interviews and profiles really do showcase your personality while allowing you to highlight and dispense your skills, experience, and professionalism. Your profile can be linked to your Facebook, your Twitter, and LinkedIn accounts, as well as your website. And Help Hire Me allows you to email your profile as many times as you want. Let Help Hire Me find your dream job. www.helphireme.com. LowerMyRx.net. Save up to 75% discounts on prescriptions and up to 50% on labs and imaging. The RX Cut Plus Healthcare Savings Program benefits the insured, underinsured, and uninsured, those with high deductibles, or in the Medicare donut hole. Have insurance? Is your generic copay $10 or higher? If your generic copay is $10 or higher, you have a pharmacist use your card to compare prices. I tell you what, this works fantastic, folks. You can actually go right now onto lowermyrx.net, print that card that you see on the screen right now, and take it to your pharmacy. It is active immediately, and it is free, and you can save with this card. I have used it personally, and it works. Give it a shot, folks. A big thank you to Lower My RX for helping to sponsor City Islanders soccer here on Invicta Sports.
We're starting to get some fireworks here, Chad. This game is gonna open up here.
This is about the time, you get into that 15 minutes or so left in the game, 10 minutes left in the game, and that's when you really start to open it up and players start to step it up. Shot taken there. Harrison with the save. Rochester with the rebound shot.
Oh,
that one just goes off the post.
Hit the post. What a sequence for Rochester. That could have been the one sequence they needed to open this thing up, but what a sequence.
Calvano able to move that one out. Thayer with it now at midfield. Plays it to this near side for Schofield. I tell you what, Harrison with a great, fantastic first save. Big rebound.
Wow.
But and then that one off the post. We'll wait and see that replay again in a moment here. But what a great play for Rochester. A little bit more of that to build up here. And might be a different game. A ball down the center, and this one's going to have to be knocked away by Bixler. And it will go off the sideline. Boy, great build-up as we'll take a look out on that far side again. Rochester builds from that far side. Ball sent down in. Harrison with a good save. And this one, how it did not. It looks like, Harrison got another piece of that.
Did he really?
As well.
I couldn't tell in the replay, but I'll tell you what an opportunity that was for Rochester.
Yep, Harrison got another piece of that second shot and kept it off or out of the goal. So good build-up for Rochester in the 77th minute.
That shot that came from outside the 18, I think it kind of surprised Harrison, but it was a great opportunity. They needed to do more of that earlier on. But that game was a direct result from the shot. The opportunity existed after that, and Harrisburg's very fortunate to not be equalized right now.
So Schofield goes down hard there. You see him on the screen. And we'll take a look at this foul one more time. Goes to pull it back, and a hard tackle from behind. Those are the ones that hurt. You get the knee right behind the knee right behind your knee. Those are the ones that really sting for a little bit. Calvano in for Thayer, who switches it to the far side. Ball sent up and quickly off his line this time.
Where was Kenny for that one?
Exactly.
Where was he at the first half?
Kenny will roll it out here for Sales. Sales sends it ahead, flicked on down inside. Harrison off his line, and that one just flicked by. Shot by Rochester. Bixler does a great job to get back. I tell you, wow, what a play there. As Rochester's number 7, Hamilton, does a fantastic job of staying with it. Just gets a toe in there to flick it by Harrison, and he gets a shot off, and Bixler sprinting to the center of that goal and able to get a foot on it. Rochester picking up the pace, Larry.
They are. Now, that came off a long ball, but they had the numbers. You know what I mean? They had the numbers, and it was a great opportunity for Rochester again to equalize, and they just could not convert.
So Rochester's looking for a long throw. Referee backing up Schofield a little bit here. And here's a long throw down inside. Rochester trying to get to it. Harrisburg can't get a foot on it. Top of the box, shot taken. Harrison makes the save there. Outside of the foot, bender in by Hoaxie. And Harrison able to gather that one in. Again, look at this flick-in header in there. And real quickly just getting down in there by number 7, Hamilton. And then Hamilton gets the shot off, and Bixler just gets a foot on that one, Larry.
He takes that to the back post. He would have had Bixler wrong-footed, and it would have curled in. But I don't think he had much time to think about where he was going. He's just trying to get it on frame.
Exactly. So foul on the far side. Rochester will have a restart just over midfield. We're in our 81st minute of play. Hope you're enjoying our coverage here tonight on Invicta Sports. Being brought to you by the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. And hope you're enjoying all of our coverage here tonight as well on USL Live. And it looks like Mbiji will exit the game, and they'll bring in Jeff Blows. Jeff Blows, a physical player, a quick player as well. Maybe a good time to bring in. He's also a defensive player.
Yeah.
So good time to bring in a good, strong player, get Mbiji out of there. So Jeff Blows enters the game now for the Islanders.
They're going to start flighting some diagonal balls in the corner and have him hold them off. You know, he's one that you want on top of the ball.
Exactly. Here's a ball near the top of the 18. That one flicked on. Harrisburg got a foot on. Here's a shot, and that one blocked. Just goes off the back of Jarrett Thayer. But another good shot by Rochester. Boy, have they picked it up in the last 2 or 3 minutes here. Here comes Harrisburg across for Schofield, and a great defensive play. Sliding in is Bellamy for Rochester. I tell you what, Schofield had all the net he wanted to pick from that one, and just a fantastic defensive play by Tyler Bellamy for Rochester, and just fantastic. Watch this play here. And Gulu sends it across, just a beautiful pass, but I tell you, that was an outstanding defensive play.
That was fantastic. I mean, the recovery speed he showed and the timing he did, that was fantastic.
So Harrisburg almost caught Rochester sleeping there. You know, they pushing, and all of a sudden one ball gets through. That was almost a dangerous chance there for Harrisburg. And Rochester pushing, you know, sometimes that's when easy goal gets given up. And actually right there, if Schofield attacked that a little bit more, I think he was waiting for the ball to come, thinking he had more time.
Absolutely, but you know what? Again, you gotta give credit where credit's due. And Bellamy was just—he
was fantastic.
Yeah,
on that
no
play.
question. And Gulo's ball was a great ball across too. We can't negate the fact that he flied the ball right where you wanted it, right on his foot. It's just Bellamy did a great job of recovering.
Absolutely. Bellamy with it in the back. He sends it across now for Roberts. Roberts plays it to this near side now for Costanzo. Costanzo down along this left side. Running onto it here for Rochester, trying to play it in, and that one's going to go off of Calvano.
Corner kick for Rochester.
And number 9, it looks like Jadio Singh. There you see him there for Rochester as he tried to play that one in. One of the subs that have come in here in the second half for Rochester. That went up and over, boy. But Harrison able to gather that one in. Harrison will hold it up. We're in our 84th minute of play. Harrisburg really trying to hang on to this one. Stay with us. We'll take a break.
The economic recovery is underway, but lots of families are still hurting. If you're behind on your mortgage because you're unemployed, underemployed, or you've had unexpected medical bills, you may be eligible for help. The federal government's Emergency Homeowner Loan Program helps families facing foreclosure. You don't have to go it alone. Give us a call. We're the Pennsylvania Housing Finance Agency. Welcome home.
Got old electronics, such as a TV or computer to recycle? We've got your answer at the Dauphin County Recycling Center.
E-cycling is quick, easy, and free for all county residents.
You can also recycle old major appliances and other items safely at our center.
Have questions? Call our helpful staff at the Recycling Center or check our website for more information.
Recycling is now more convenient than ever.
Join us in going green to protect our environment.
Keep our earth clean and green. Wipe out waste and recycle.
Hi, my name is Kelly Lewis, president of Techquest, Pennsylvania. We started Techquest, Pennsylvania to attract technology investments into the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, working with business leaders, government leaders, and educators to find the best way to make Pennsylvania a leader in the innovation economy. From internships to workforce training to jobs to broadband, we work to develop the innovation economy in Pennsylvania. Check us out at techquestpa.com.
And welcome back. We've got a substitution here, and coming out of the game, the goal scorer for Harrisburg, Angulu. And in the game for him now, for the City Islanders, is Andrew Welker.
He replaces number 19, Jose Angulo. Welker for Angulo. Time of substitution,
Out for Welker there, and that one played right back in for Rochester now. Calvano now for Harrisburg. Touches that a little too far ahead of him. Ball switched up for Rochester, looking at that far side. Shot taken, and that was a hard strike there. Good save by
What a great
Harrison.
save. Great save by Harrison, especially up the ground, getting a little dewy.
Nice hard drive, too.
Sure.
From live entertainment to trivia nights to sports team.
Harrison's had a good game here tonight for the Islanders.
Dauphin and Rhinos tackle in the kitchen.
Chase Harrison from Huntington, West Virginia. Last team he played for last year was the Richmond Kickers.
At the newly renovated Best Western Premier, the Central Hotel.
Happy to have him back again this year. Ball played in now for Welker. Welker waits, checks up, plays it down inside. Here comes Schofield sprinting in there. Schofield waits, takes it to the corner, kill a little time, sends it back for Calvano now. Calvano trying to work it in. Thought there Rochester's going to step in and make a steal, but it ran right through it. Harrisburg still with control, far side of the field now. Ball chipped in. Rochester now able to clear it out near midfield. Hoaxie is taken down there, and Rochester with the quick restart. Donatelli tries to swing it to the far side. That one's going to go too long. We'll have a throw in now for the Islanders. 88th minute, I should say. Islanders still up 1-0. This will be a big victory for the Islanders moving forward to be able to knock off Rochester at home. That'll bring them to a 1-1-1 record overall. And again, this game was originally supposed to be played about a week ago, but flooding on the island here forced the game to be rescheduled. And we're happy to be bringing it to you here tonight on Invicta Sports and as well on USL Live. Ball sent across, and that one settled down by Jeff Blows. Now sent ahead. This one's going to go long, and out will be Kenny for Rochester. Now the pace really picking up. Rochester trying to squeeze. This will be interesting to see how much stoppage time we have. There really hasn't been much in this game at all, so Thayer sends it out now for Jeff Blows. Blows back for Thayer. Thayer waits and tries to squeeze through, still with the ball, and he's going to be called as he grabs the leg of the defender, and not happy with that one, but and now Schofield, who is a master at killing time, has slowed this one up now in our 89th minute of play. Kenny will settle it. Rochester trying to see if they can't get one or two more punches in here. Kenny drives this one low, and that one sent right back by Jason Pelletier. Rochester building on this near side. Cross down in front there. That one headed away, settled right back down. Rochester looking to get another strike. Top of the 18, shot taken. Harrison to save and able to gather in the rebound as Rochester was really crashing the goal there. Another nice strike by Donatelli for Rochester.
You know, Donatelli must have been sleeping for the first 80 minutes of this match, because in the last 10, he's had 3 crackers that have caused a lot of trouble for Harrison.
Harrison sends this one way up. In our final minute of play here for regulation, we'll have to wait and see how much stoppage time there will be. The referee coming out here will wait and see how much stoppage time. Islanders attacking from that far side. Thayer plays it back for Blows. Blows keeping it in the corner, trying to kill time. Has that ball taken away. Rochester trying to strike here in this last minute of play. Really need to try and move the ball forward again, and now we've got a foul called. And that one's going to go against Jeff Blows. I haven't seen any indication of how much stoppage time yet, Larry.
I have not either. There has not been very much much action that has been depressed. I don't think we'll see more than maybe 2 or 3 minutes.
All quickly played out here now for Roberts. And Rochester going in the wrong direction right now. They need to really get pushing here forward. Roberts on this near side, I should say. And again, Welker doing a great job of chasing down here and forcing Rochester to keep checking back. Long driven ball here, and that one headed on. And Calvano gets a play on it. So 3 minutes of stoppage time will be added on. Seems like an awful lot. I didn't see that much, but either way, Rochester with a little bit more life here. So Rochester wanting number 29 Banks to come over and take this throw.
It's an awful lot of time when they're in injury time at this point.
Banks with a long throw, deep throw. That one flicked on, still loose inside the box. And now cleared out by the Islanders, and Kenny will have to settle this one for Rochester. So really about 1 or 2 more opportunities. Long driven ball here. That one flicked on by the Islanders, and no offsides there. Banks still down in front. Out in front for Rochester. This one towards the far post gate. Great defensive play as that one's knocked up and out of play. Actually, they're going to call a goal kick. Looked like it went off an Islander player in there.
Banks served a great ball back to Donatelli. Donatelli could have done a little better with that. He just kind of fell back on his heels and had a rip at it. I think he could have placed it back post. He looked like he had time. I don't know if he necessarily saw it.
Take a look at it here as the ball down in. Banks does a great job bringing it to the end line. You're right, Donatelli, he just took way too much time.
Yeah, and he took it back too far. He brought it back behind his body opposed to the side. He could have bent that right in the side netting. I just don't. Again, under pressure. Sure. You know, we're up here. We're armchair quarterbacks, Chad. So.
Yeah, exactly. It's easy from up here.
Sure.
And there's going to be a foul there, and this is going to kill a little bit of time, I'm sure.
Rochester foul against number 23, Andrew Hoxie.
Hoxie gets the foul, and of course the Thayer will do a good job of milking this one up and kill some more of the clock. Hard foul from behind there by Hoxie. So we're in our 93rd minute. 3 minutes of stoppage time has been added. So we'll see if Harrisburg can just kill this out with no. 3 minutes of stoppage time has been added. So we'll see if Harrisburg can just kill this out with no mistakes here. This will be a very big win for them.
This is huge, and you could tell this is really, really getting the coach early. I don't think he expected to come home tonight to his hometown and not get a result.
Long ball, Bixler gets ahead on that one. Sent back up in, flicked on, and Schofield was offsides. Good job to leave that one in. We got a foul down low here and a little extracurricular activity taking place down in there. And both coaches going at it on the sidelines as well. You could tell that this game is very important for both teams here, and we'll have a foul down inside. A yellow card will be awarded, and Harrisburg will have a free kick, and all of this doing nothing but taking more time off the clock for, you know, making it tougher on Rochester here. So Harrisburg with maybe a final opportunity here to see if they can't put one more back in the goal here. And it looks like Jason Pelletier will take the kick. And Bob Lilly is not giving up on it at all. And Harrisburg is just going to kill the clock here. Here's Schofield with it now. Schofield killing the clock some more, and that'll do it.